We're going to start immediately with the NBA Cup, the in-season tournament, as it was once called. Now they're kind of shifting more towards the NBA Cup, which is a far better branding job, far better name. I like it. And here's the thing. I was out on the NBA Cup for the first 2 years. This is year 3. The first 2 years, I was pretty out on it. I thought it was lame, thought it was embarrassing, thought it showed that the NBA was declining. And that's all true. But two things can be true. And the second thing that's true is that it is working to bring back some of the tenacity in the regular season that we all miss and loved in the former days of the NBA, right? So Adam Silver has said, I want more games of consequence happening now in the regular season. So the NBA Cup, while it is kind of lame, or as Charles Barkley said, kind of embarrassing that they're having to incentivize these players with more money to get them to play hard, the flip side of that is that it is working. The players clearly care more about these NBA Cup games than they do other regular season games. So I do like it in that regard. Not all change is good. Some people just say, oh, change is good, evolve with the times. That's true. You got to evolve with the times. You got to be willing to change and pivot in your life and grow. But not all change is good. If I change and become a drug addict, that doesn't mean it's good and people around me should just evolve and like, hey, no, they should want to get away from that and be better with their life in their way, And so not all change is good. That's obviously an extreme example, but I'm trying to illustrate a point here that not all change is good. Some change is bad. The change with the NBA of players carrying less, jacking up more threes, taking nights off, doing the load management, those are all bad changes for the NBA, and it has led to a decline in ratings. The NBA today in 2025 is nothing like it used to be even just 10 years ago in 2015, 2016. F's unanimous MVP year was phenomenal. Go back even further into the Kobe days, even further into the Jordan days, even further into the Magic days. The NBA was better throughout all of those years than it is today. It just was. It was a more entertaining product. It was a more watched product. But the flip side of all of this is that they're trying to fix it in the ways that they can. I think there are more things they can do, but I do like that the NBA Cup is encouraging the players to try that much harder and care that much more. $500,000, I mean, to a lot of these guys, that's a lot of money. And Dirk Nowitzki said it last night on the broadcast. For some of these guys on the end of the bench or the staff, that's life-changing money. And he's right, it is. And so I love that they care. The Knicks will not raise a banner. The first team to ever win it was the Lakers with LeBron. They hung the banner, the in-season tournament champs, super lame-looking banner, by the way. Like, got to change that. Have it say NBA Cup or something, I don't know. Or take it down. You're a team with like 17, 18 championships. I don't know if I'd hang a NBA in-season tournament banner. But the Bucks then won the next year, Giannis and the Bucks, and they also hung a banner, NBA Cup champions. This year, the Knicks won it, and they have announced already that they will not be hanging a banner, which I do like that. You don't want to put too much emphasis. I guess I wouldn't really care either way. If you're going to hang a banner, it should be a much smaller, less bragged about or whatever banner than the others. There shouldn't be rings. There needs to be, if we put too much emphasis on it, then there won't be emphasis on the actual NBA title, the NBA Finals. But I do like that it is bringing in some of that tenacity back to the game where they're playing hard. Because once the NBA hits the playoffs, I freaking love it still because the players care so much because every game matters. And so they don't want to sit out. They don't want to rest on defense. They want to play team ball. And during the regular season, it's a lot of one-on-one, jacking up shots, nothing but threes. They shoot a ton of threes in the playoffs as well. But it's less team ball, it feels like, in the regular season. Superstars are sitting out. They're resting on defense. Load management. You get the idea. And the NBA Cup does help for at least a week or two eliminate a lot of that and bring us back to those glory days, if you will. So not all change is good. You do have to always be changing and evolving in life. Doesn't mean that all change is good. Some change is bad. The NBA has had some bad changes, and they're trying to change those changes back, and the NBA Cup, I do think, is helping with that. So I'm actually on board with the NBA Cup. I think they should try and look at what's working there and implement it more for the rest of the season. Maybe there should be big incentives for every player, regardless of your team or your contract, if your team makes the playoffs. Even bigger incentives if you make the second round, the third round, and so on and so forth, and you win the NBA title. And I know there are little bonuses they get, but maybe it should be significant bonuses. And then, then you run into the issue, as I'm just thinking through this out loud in my mind right now, I guess you run into the issue of, are they going to want to stack the super teams to where they're guaranteed these bigger contracts? I don't know. I actually don't mind super teams. I kind of miss them. I kind of miss seeing the dominant Warriors versus the dominant Cavs. Those were some epic finals we got to watch. So I don't mind super teams. I think it's fun when a team comes in and challenges the super team. That makes it even more exciting. But I do think that the NBA should look at what's working with the NBA Cup and say, you know what? We somehow have to replicate this for other parts of the season so that the whole thing matters. They've done little things. These are changes I do like. They've said if you don't play 65 games or more, you can't win any of the awards. So you can't be first team or second team All-NBA, which greatly impacts their contract. So I love that they did that to kind of cut back on load management. You can't be MVP, can't be defensive player of the year, all that stuff. That was another one that I really, really liked that I do think is working. I think they should keep tying it to money because they're in the entertainment business. You're not going to get Tom Cruise paid big bucks if he's not producing movies. You're not going to have Taylor Swift making big bucks if she's not producing new music or doing new concerts and touring. You get paid on production. Sports is the one thing where these athletes actually can not play at all and get paid the exact same as if they were a superstar. So it's like if you've become a superstar, you're kind of guaranteed this money, whether you play or not. And oftentimes it's load management. It's, oh, my knee is sore, or oh, this or that. And I get it. Health is involved. It's different than Tom Cruise or Taylor Swift for the examples I just used. But what's not different is that they're in the entertainment space. And if you are an entertainer, you should be paid to entertain. And you are not entertaining if you were sitting on the bench or you were sitting at home on the couch. So I think that all of their pay should be heavily tied to their actual production within reason, because you don't want players getting hurt and risking, in some cases, the quality of their life moving forward for decades. I don't want any of that on them. But I do think that, like, hey, if you're injured, you get, I don't know, maybe you get a small deduction in pay if it extends beyond what the team doctor says is reasonable. I don't know. So I'm just thinking out loud. But I do like that the NBA is trying different things to bring back the intensity of the regular season because we're missing it. In fact, Penny Hardaway, let me see if I can pull this up. Penny Hardaway recently said this right here. Here it is. I got it. So he said, over the years, to me, it's getting worse and worse. Not in a bad way. Now he's trying to like insult the NBA, or not insult, but trying to like say negative things about the NBA that he doesn't like, but then also not be too harsh because he is the NBA. He's a former player, so you got to tread lightly. He's probably got a bunch of friends involved in the NBA. But for me to watch, because I'm in college, I see the fundamentals and playing team ball, and just shooting all the threes now is just a little irritating to me to just watch an NBA game. No one shoots layups anymore. It's fun to watch for fans. No, it's not. Fans don't like all the threes. That's like very well documented and like solidified. The majority of fans do not like all the three-pointers. The ratings are dropping. That means fans aren't liking the product as much as they used to. But for guys that were pure in the game, it's a little difficult. I agree. I'm not a former NBA star like Penny Hardaway, but I'm a guy who loves sports. And I miss the old NBA. I do. Like I say, not all change is good. Some change is bad. The NBA has made some bad changes. And the Major League Baseball recently made some good changes. It was getting hard to watch these long games, so they put in the pitch clock, and all of a sudden ratings are skyrocketing. So some change is good, some change is bad. I do like that the NBA is trying to bring it back, but this is evidence. Penny Hardaway is a guy, I don't like it, he's saying. So interesting thought there.